First of all, how hard was it kind of missing the first half, and then when you came in, was there an adjustment, kind of get back in there?
Yeah, it was extremely hard. You want to be out there with your teammates fighting. Adjustment was no adjustment for me. Just come in and do what I do, play football. We just got to get better. We got to continue to get better. Like you said, the TCU loss was a disappointing one. Coming back to BYU with another disappointing one, or however it was the week before. We just got to get better. Continue to preach the little things. Continue to do the little things. We get better. We got to finish games like this. Like we got them 19-22. Defense. We got to get off the field, get a stop, get the ball back to offense. That's just what it comes down to. Coach Tom talks about all the time. We're playing for pride now. At that point, like we got to go. We got to go. We got to play. Whatever the score may be, whatever the record may be, however the season's going, you got to be a man at this point. How much are you going to take before you fight back? And that's where we're at as a team.
And you're a competitor, you probably don't care for moral victories, but in some ways, was this a moral victory for this team?
No, we lost.
Kind of building off that, though, this bye week in the final two games, is this kind of an audition to show in that locker room who's really bought into this program?
I would say so a little bit. Other guys, we got guys banged up. It's an audition for guys who don't usually play, come in and, make a name for themselves, make some plays, for next season or whatever the case may be. But yeah, we just got to finish.
Anything else? On a personal level, how do you feel like, I know the injury clearly, but how do you feel like your game has kind of progressed in year two for you?
I say just confidence. I'm just out there playing with more confidence this season. Me personally, it's my job to kind of, the defense goes as I go. I like to say, or some of the coaches like to say, and if I'm out there making plays, I'm out there being communicative, and I'm talking, and, going back to the offense, the other guys on the team are lifted up, and they want to fight now because they see it's a guy out there fighting. So, just my job, just come in and make plays and, give this defense, this team, something to fight for.
Was it awkward for you at all at first, maybe a little bit of a lack of leadership? Then it seems like you really got vocal mid-part of the year as you got a little bit more comfortable from the outside looking in. Is this kind of a springboard for a huge season for you next year? I know it's not over,
Yes, sir.
but is that kind of how you see it?
A little bit, like you said, it wasn't a lot of leadership going in, and then, kind of now I'm kind of looked at as that guy. Me personally, I just wanted to make plays first. Show guys, show my teammates, show my coaches that I'm the one they can count on when the game matters. So, and then for next season, we just want to finish these next two games out, healthy and, getting ready to go.